Good morning. Welcome back to Centennial Roots Homestead. If you're new here, I'm Kristen, and today we are going to do a couple of quick things in the kitchen. If you are anywhere around Southwest Missouri, you know that we are expecting a lot of snow today and tomorrow, and so it's the perfect time to be in the kitchen and just have some fun. This last weekend, I was actually honored to be a speaker at the Young Farmers and Ranchers Leadership Conference. And so we talked a little bit about quick things you can do to maybe be a homesteader or do some homestead things. I don't know about you, but anybody I know that's a farmer or a rancher, they are some of the busiest people ever. And so although we are out there producing food for food security for our nation, we oftentimes don't have time to take care of ourselves. And so although it's good, wholesome food raised out on pasture, we come in at 9 o'clock at night in the summer when the sun's going down and we're starving. And rather than run to town, which is 15, 20, 30 miles away, or just do something processed or quick or unhealthy, we can actually have 5-minute things in the kitchen that we can make a quick meal that satisfies us and is healthy for us. And that's one of the things that I talked about this last weekend, is how to incorporate that into a very busy schedule. So one of the things that I like to do is to keep a sourdough starter. And this way it's always sitting on my counter. One of the quickest things I can do is make a homemade pizza. And it doesn't even require a recipe. It requires some starter and a cast iron pan. I love this pan. I use it for a lot of things. But in this case, what I would do is heat it in my oven to 450 degrees and then bring it out, take my starter, and I'll show you what it looks like here. This is just a little crock that I have sitting on my counter. And there, if I don't dump it, is my starter. And so all I do is take my hot pan, dump my starter on my pan, put it in my preheated oven, let it par bake for 5 to 10 minutes till it's about halfway done. Then I pull that pan out. I drizzle it with marinara sauce, olive oil. I actually have an oregano infused oil that I'll put on it. And then you can add any kind of simple topping, even if it's just cheese. But a lot of times I'll have browned up sausage or hamburger or something like that in my fridge or freezer that I can add on there. And peppers and onions are always a good option. They freeze well. When you harvest those in the summer, you can just chop them up and freeze them. And then they're great to pull out and throw on a pizza. The other thing that I like to do, and I talked about this on the weekend, was I think that clabber or clabber starter is going to be the new sourdough. And so what this is raw milk. And this raw milk is just sitting at room temperature. I bring it in, I put it in whatever vessel I want, and I leave that at room temperature for about 3 days. It clabbers. And when it does that, this is what it produces. It smells great. It smells like cheese, actually. And let me see if I can show you. This is what it looks like. So it's just kind of a jellied milk. Don't let that gross you out, because this is fantastic. This has tons of nutrients. It is great for gut health. And once I get this clabber at about 3 days, I have several things I can do with it. One being that if I've left the cream on my milk, I can scoop this cream off and I have sour cream. And you can use that in any recipe to top anything, just like you would store-bought sour cream. Only it tastes a lot better and it's a lot better for you. So with this clabber that I have, I can add it, I can strain it through cheesecloth and it becomes more of a cheese. There's what that looks like. And I can do any number of things with this because now it's a spreadable cheese. So a lot of times what I like to do with it is either put it in lasagna or pizza or make a spreadable cheese dip. And my favorite way to do that is with some Centennial Roots herb mix. And so depending on how flavorful you like it to be, a lot of times, because I keep this in bulk here for us to use, I'll maybe put a tablespoon of herb mix in my cheese. And this is great right away, or you can let it sit and get all those flavors melded together. But if you have never had a really yummy tasting complex cheese, this is about as simple as it gets and about as delicious as it gets. So there is the best spreadable cheese dip you'll ever taste. You can put it over baked potatoes, you can put it, or just dip crackers or chips or whatever in it. So that's another, together with the clabber and the sourdough, I maybe spend 5 minutes a week maintaining that. If you tell me you don't have 5 minutes a week, I won't believe you, because everybody can fit that 5 minutes into their schedule to be able to maintain this. Then you have all of the dairy product that you need for your kitchen, and you have all of the bread product that you need to make anything very quickly on the homestead. So hope that's a little encouraging for you. Hope that helps. If you're struggling, wondering how to get your homesteading journey started, you don't have to do all the things all the time. Start simple. Start with 5 minutes a week. If you have any questions, comment down below. I'd be happy to answer those for you. Thanks for following along.